what's up? I'm Brian here doing another video for you guys, and this time we're going to take a look at the combination between Optimus Prime and Jetfire. Now, I want to make a disclaimer that the transformation on these two is a little tricky. I don't have the instructions beside me, so please take everything with a grain of salt. I might mess something up, but I'll try and get to the main point. So if you're looking for this for instructions or anything like that, this is probably not exactly the best video for that, but if anything, you want the best result, watch the video all the way through, and then go back and try to do the transformation if you're looking into that. Anyways, we're going to start off with the Optimus Prime. This is the Darker Than the Moon version of Optimus Prime, so we will be needing to replace this section. If you're having trouble replacing it because this is painted over, and that thickens up the tab, you might want to use a tool. But I've loosened it enough to where I can just pop it out like so. Anyways, so we are going to replace that with the first movie version of Optimus Prime. If you are combining this with the first movie version of Optimus Prime, and that is not the SS5, that is entirely different, you don't need to do that step. Anyways, once you got this, you want to bring the feet around and down like so. And those will collapse in like that, much like you had it for the alt mode. And then for this, if I remember correctly, you want to open this up, take these canisters, and I think you're supposed to rotate them around like this. So, yes, okay. Disconnect it like that. Make sure the canisters are this way, like so. And then flatten that down all the way like that. Last but not least, there's these little gray tabs that you need to flip out. And you have everything set for Optimus Prime, like so. Gonna put that off to the side. Let's go ahead and work on Jetfire. First thing you want to do is take off the cane and take off the axe. Next, what you want to do is take the leg and get your thumb at the upper leg right here at the turbine. You don't want it at this black part right here because that's what's going to slide off. And you're going to want to try your best at sliding that off. Now, I had to shave a certain part of the tab inside here to slide that out much easier than it does normally. And I recommend trying to look into trying to do something for that, because it's a little tricky and you don't want to break this thing. So yeah, you don't want it to where it's loose, but yeah, just something to look for. Anyways, next what you want to do is open these sections up like so. Take the tab, flip that up like so. Try to get the backpack open like so, and then bring this out all the way. And I did a similar thing with these tabs because I've heard a lot of problems with this joint right here. A lot of people have snapped that off completely. And you don't want to do that because that would affect the whole figure. So taking this, you can probably use this tab as leverage. I disconnect it like so. This one I really had to sand down because it was just way too tight. You can leave this in if you got the original version of Optimus Prime, so you don't need to replace it. Unfortunately, I've got to replace it, so I'm guessing I gotta use a pencil to pop that out. And you can put the Dark of the Moon version inside there, but again, this has been painted over, so it's thicker than normal, abdomen section, and it's just a lot harder to get out. Not worth it, so I'm not gonna do that. Anyways, now that we have that, we're gonna put this off to the side. Actually, no, we gotta open this up, bring this out, and then from here, you're going to pop this out and separate these sections completely. And we're going to leave this off to the side like so. So now you got this. Now you've got the legs. What do you do with this? You've got these two little gray sections that you want to pop off as well. And those, again, we're going to leave off to the side. Now we've got this main section. So what are we supposed to do? First of all, close this up. Next, what you want to do is take these, move them up, and open up the waist like so. Bring that around. Make sure that these rubber bits are on the other side like so. Take the stand, or not stand, but the stem, bring that up. Bring the backpack piece up to where it's like this. And rotate this down like so. And now you have the backpack. Next, what you want to do is you want to work with this. And this is usually the part that is the trickiest. So you got to open this up. Well, tricky for me. I tend to forget exactly how this goes. But this you want to open up like that. Rotate this to the side. Rotate this around like so. Bring this up and just fold that down. Okay, so maybe not as hard as I remember it being. Usually I tend to forget to open this up, so, you know, there's that. But anyways, this rotates to the side. You rotate this around. There's a peg right there that will be useful later. Bring that up and bring that in. And now you have everything set except for the main portion of Jetfire, which actually I'm going to take a look at right now. So first what you want to do is untab these like you're working on the transformation back. And then next what you want to do is take this section, fold that up and over the head. Again, much like you're going into alt mode. And fold down these. Take this, fold that up. And then now, there is a different way how to do this. And I'm trying to remember exactly how this goes. So this will rotate like so from the shoulder joint. And then you rotate that part way in. And again, I'm trying to remember. Oh, okay, so there's a tab right there that will tab into this top section like so. And you just tab that in like that. And then for the arm itself, you want to rotate it this way, I believe. This part I tend to get confused by. And then that will tab into there. You take the hand, rotate it like so. That will tab into there. And there you should have the essential parts for the Jetfire combination. I thought there was another locking system mechanism thingy-mabobber, but there doesn't seem to be. Don't know why I did that voice. Why am I suddenly going Western something? Tater tots. Let's see. Rotate this around. Rotate this around. And tap that in. I do apologize again if this isn't the best. It's also a black... you know, it's all black plastic, so it's really hard to see. But yeah, once you get everything done and tabbed into place, it's not the most secure piece, but I could have sworn there was another tabbing section that I'm completely missing out on. If there is, I do apologize for that, but I just can't think of anything. It looks like it's supposed to go that way. But anyways, so now you flip this up and you got the peg sticking up on the top. So now you got all the parts to Jetfire, and now you got the part to Optimus Prime. And again, I'm going to leave this off. So the first thing I'm going to do is the legs. That's usually the easiest and most exciting part because you get some height out of it. There's a tab right here. There's a gap right there. You plug that in like so. And then there's also a gap right here. There's a tab right inside here. You want to open this up a little bit and collapse that in. This peg will go into this gap right inside there, like so. And there you got the leg. You could also just leave that up. It gets everything out of the way, so I just recommend doing that. Do the same thing to the other side. Tab, tab, peg. You know, I've already showed this, so there we go. And I'm going to swing that up. And now I gained some height. And honestly, it's just a lot of fun with Optimus Prime wearing pants. The next step you want to do is the backpack. And this is a little tricky. Okay, so you got a couple of tabs. And it's much like the jet wing for Optimus Prime, where you got the hooks that go over the back here. You also got the tabs right there, which originally in alt mode would be where the axe goes. That's where these tabs come into play. So you gotta fold this down into there, or fold it. You gotta plug it down into there. So this will slide down over this blue panel right here. I'll try and zoom in a little bit so that you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So you got this blue panel right here, and those will hook inside, and then those gaps will fit over the gray tabs that we pulled out earlier. And then you just bring that in, and it should all lock into place like so. I'm hoping I got everything right, but it seems to be the case. Next, what I like to do is, if you got the chest in, you got to snap this together and then plug it in. But what I like to do is bring out this abdomen section. So this is going to cover the torso. You want to combine this like so. You know, these are the parts that are attached on the rubbery bit. And then this gap right in here is exactly where that gap is, or this tab is going to go. And usually I like to tab that in before I connect it onto Optimus Prime. It just makes things so much easier. Also, the first time I ever did that, it was so hard for me to tab in. But there we go. There is the abdomen section on Optimus Prime. And then next what we gotta do is we gotta tab this onto the shoulders. And essentially, that is Optimus Prime with the combination of Jetfire. Now you're probably thinking, well, you got so much left over. You got all this. Well, we take the gray pieces that we took off the back of the legs. We combine this like so. That will go on the front, and it slips out pretty easily, unfortunately, so you gotta watch out for that. We take this tab, and we bring it over, and we plug that in from underneath the hand, and there is a giant gun, and it is really difficult for him to stand with that, but it is possible. We can also fold up this little thing, and we could take the original gun from the first movie form of Optimus Prime, and the Dark of the Moon Optimus also has it, and we could plug that underneath the arm, or we could take the cane instead. I like to take the cane and plug that underneath here. Now, what can we do with the axe? I think there's a way to port this on the back, but I couldn't remember. You can, however, just plug that into the hand if you want. And he's about to fall over. And there's the combination with Optimus Prime. It is a massive combination. Like, that is huge. Well, not big as in, like, he's tall or anything. He doesn't gain too much height. But it feels massive, mostly because of this gunner section. That is a huge chunk of Jetfire just hanging off there. And I wish they did something else, like made a secondary gun for him instead of just the cane. But, I mean, it is just a massive gun. It's ridiculous. And I also like it. It does slip out of the hand once every... Again, I can't even talk. Once in a while, but it's okay. Because sometimes I just like to display him without it. You know, because this combination without that is really good on its own. I love this. I love the playability. You know, you can move the legs around and stuff. This one has articulation, which is something the original version of this Optimus Prime combination did not have. It's even got waist articulation this time around. That is so cool. Yeah, I really do like this. It feels nice. It feels appropriate. It just feels right this time around. So I really do like this combination of Optimus Prime and Jetfire. I think it's one of my favorite combinations for these two that we've gotten in a while. I also want to make a point that this is not even in the Hasbro version of the instructions. Let's do a quick size comparison. Here is the Revenge of the Fallen Megatron. And as you can see, he gains a little bit of height, but not much to where he overpowers Megatron. I mean, he definitely overpowered him in the film, but I still feel like Megatron can take this on, which is pretty good. I like that. I also want to do a little comparison with Revenge of the Fallen Optimus Prime. And again, he gained some height. very cool. But his mass is where it counts, and I like that. It just looks wonderful. Every bit of articulation from the Optimus Prime is in here. So that's nice. Even the feet, because the Jetfire feet have the same exact articulation as the Optimus Prime feet. That's crazy. You can also modify this if you want. If you want to bring this down and have some wings, you could totally do that. But I like to fold this up. It's not so much that it makes it cleaner, but it makes it more compact. It's just so cool. I really do like this thing. The gun's fine, but it's also a little overkill. Everything else is just wonderful as is. I really like this form of Optimus Prime with Jetfire. I think this is one of my favorite versions of those two combining. It just is. I like it. So with that out of the way, I guess that's pretty much it. Not sure what else to say. I thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and all those fun doodads, and I'll see you guys